Happy Monday!
Happy Monday.
It's the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. We have...
Is that new polo, Joe? Is that new Alcova polo?
Yeah, we're getting all kinds of swag.
That's nice.
We got jackets. I have my jacket over there.
Okay.
Swag polo.
You can go to the Alcova merch store.
Alcova
Yeah.
merch store. Load up, man.
Yeah.
The Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage is coming in hot this Monday. Flames basketball.
You didn't really say that like you meant it.
Well, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to be
Do you pick
excited
up on
about
that?
right
It's
now
kinda like,
because
we're
I'm
coming
on an
in-
emotional roller coaster.
Coming in hot.
Like
right
I
now.
had, I was really high on Liberty basketball, and then they go on the road. I'm talking men here, but we will have women's basketball. Emma Hess,
Yes,
exclusive interview with her. Will Joe have a shootout with Emma Hess? It's going to be on the same day that he's running the mile. Remember?
What if it could be like almost like a triathlon kind of thing? You run a mile right into a 3-point shootout into something
You
else.
might-
Then you like swim.
Give me no. I need somebody on the
somewhere.
golf team that
No,
I can
he's-
wipe
Okay,
out.
okay.
No, the long drive contest.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, long drive contest.
put Joe Jauch on the high dive.
The high dive.
The high dive.
Do you have how do you do with heights, Joe? You okay with heights?
I don't like them.
You don't like heights? Okay.
I
I'll
don't
tell you
like-
this.
yeah.
Having jumped off that high dive, it looks high.
Yeah.
When you're up there, oh boy, it feels. I don't have a problem with
I
heights,
don't
but
think
you
I've
feel
ever done
it.
it.
I've gone to the rock quarry before and jumped off.
Okay.
And I'll do that kind
Yeah.
of, but it's not. It takes.
Right.
It takes a mental effort for me to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
I don't really like that stomach. My
Where your knees
that
start kind of just you get a little
falling-
like you feel it. Yeah.
No, that's not for me.
Do you know that, Emily, you're gonna like this. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but you're gonna like this. I got Matthew a gift, and it's on its way. So just let. We'll
I was like, who is Matt? I was like, who is Matthew?
Did you get what you were texting me about
Matthew.
yesterday?
Don't you worry about it.
Okay.
It's the Alcova jacket that's over
No,
there.
I got you. I got
You'll
Matthew.
enjoy
I
it.
got
If
Matthew a gift.
Yeah.
And
You'll enjoy this.
hopefully it'll be here for next week's podcast.
Okay, speaking of gifts, all of you men out there, Valentine's Day. I'm not a
wait,
huge V-Day person.
When is that this year? What day is that this
What
year?
day is that on?
The second Monday in February.
Okay.
Are you a big Valentine's
No,
person?
I've
You're
never.
not?
No, because my
But
heart has been
Jace-
broken so much throughout my
but
life.
You know that, but
And
that,
then Jason
you know what?
is here to heal everything.
Jason has come in, and you know what he does? He puts ointment on those scars for you. He's
Whatever.
there for you to put
No.
ointment on his scars. And
I
he's
told
gonna
him all I want for Valentine's Day is to do a photo shoot with you running through
Yes!
the fields of
Make him
Lynchburg.
do.
He can be like
Please.
holding like your
Emily,
sandals again.
Emily, listen to me, please. I beg of you, everything. in me. Make him do something really cringy for Valentine's Day that has to do with getting pictures.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah.
No, but for all the men out there whose ladies do like Valentine's Day, get your reservations or whatever you need to do now. February 14th. It's in a couple weeks. So we have some fun stuff going on here at Flame Central for that. So be on the lookout for that as well. But let's talk some sports.
Okay.
Liberty men's hoops goes on the road, falls to Jacksonville State. Give me a positive, Matt.
Boy. Wow.
This, you know what? We would go ahead. This is Matt's minute.
Oh, okay.
I mean, let's go. Let's Matt's minute this thing right now.
Thank you for that transition.
Let's make it positive.
Positive
I'm with you,
is-
Emily. Let's make
The
it positive.
positive is you only turned it over 5 times.
That is a good
So
positive.
that's a positive.
That is a good positive.
But then it's also kind of negative because you realize, well, Liberty had 8 more shots and because of that, and they still
didn't.
weren't able to win.
Yeah.
Here's it all comes back to what we've talked about before. The margin for error is small with this team.
Yes.
If you do not have a great shooting performance from 3, you almost have to be perfect in every other area. And Liberty was 9 of 28, 32%. Fine.
I'm okay
Not
with
a
that,
bad day, not a great day. But then you go down, well, you gave up 62% shooting for Jacksonville State. That is the highest, the best percentage any team has shot against the Flames this year. The previous was Alabama, 58%, and so they're 4% better than that. You can't do that.
And that's just
goes against
not-
everything we've seen from Liberty in the past.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that just isn't Liberty.
Here's the other thing. Jax State only shot 12 threes. That's the second fewest opponent an opponent has shot all year, only surpassed by the first time we played Jax State, and they only shot 11. Like, that wasn't even part of what they were doing.
Yeah, but if they're getting to the line and they're making their free throws,
right, and they're just
then
scoring in the
that's it.
paint.
Yeah.
The other big thing for Liberty, and we've talked about this a lot too, 9 of 17 from the free throw line, 53%.
Oh, you can't have that.
Can't have that. Zach Cleveland
You're
0
not gonna win.
6.
You're not gonna win, maybe.
And here's the challenge there. Cleveland's shooting 50% now in the year from the free throw line, and he shoots about 30% of the Flames' free throws. He gets there twice as much as anyone else on the team.
So how does that impact the Flames in late game situations moving
Well, that's
forward?
the worry. That's the worry. You get in those situations and do teams, just foul him when he touches the ball. Does it take the ball out of his hands? A guy that can be a really good playmaker for you. So we haven't seen that yet, but that's on everybody's radar, going forward.
Well,
It's just proving how difficult it is to win on the road. The other positive is thankfully the Flames got those 2 wins at home. But again, you have 2 more. You have 2 more.
Let me give you a good little tidbit, Joe. You like your tidbit.
Jax State hasn't won or hasn't lost at home.
Here's home road splits in Conference USA play. Home teams have won the last 11 games.
in a row?
In a row. Home teams this year in Conference USA play are 23-4.
That's
23-4.
huge.
Home court advantage.
Home court advantage has been huge. And as we've talked about, there is no home court advantage in the conference tournament. It's at a neutral site. So what will that mean?
I hate that.
Who knows? It's probably going to be chaos. But playing at home has been the biggest key of anything for all of these teams this year.
Matt, you've been on the call for these games.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you had to say with Liberty basketball right now, if there was one thing that they had to clean up and just become really do much better and be much more consistent with it, what would you say that is?
I think the most obvious is at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting taller. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the thing that you can fix.
You can control
That's
that.
that you can control.
Right.
I think it's got to be at the free throw line. And they haven't been a team that's gotten there a ton, but they got there 17 times on Saturday and you only make 9 of them. You got to be better. You got to be better there. That's seems like the most fixable of the things that has.
I wonder how
hurt
many
them
of
this
those
year.
were front end of 1-on-1s too. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
It's like, you missed that front end of 1-on-1, you had a chance for 2 more points and you get, walk away with 0. So free throw line obviously a big
And in this game, we've talked about the bench not giving them a ton of production in the past. You gonna sneeze?
I might sneeze.
You gonna sneeze?
That's all
Do
right.
we
I think
you
I
want us
held
to
it.
wait? You got
Got
it.
it.
You
Play
got
through
it.
it,
Wow, that was clutch.
Play through it.
Brody Peebles gave you 14 off the bench.
He really was a spark off
solid.
the bench. And,
Yeah.
5 of 10, and he's 4 of 4 from the line. I think having that as a consistent performance for him off the bench will be huge
He
for the
has been
Flames
better
moving
in the
forward.
last few games.
He really has.
But yeah, unless
he played almost 27 minutes.
and I know, you look at just some of the numbers against D1 opponents. Liberty, when they make 10 or more threes, they're 6-2. When they make fewer than 10, they're 4-5. And I know that's oversimplifying it. There's a lot more factors that go into it than that. But that does feel like kind of that sweet spot where if you're below 10, boy, you better be locking down on the defensive end because that is such a huge part of what Liberty does offensively.
Who's this Kai Tandy kid?
Kiki Tandy. He's one of the leading scorers in the conference. He is very good.
He didn't have a great first half when we
No,
played.
he came alive.
In the second half when they played him here at home, but.
And then you had a guy you had this Brigham kid for Jax State had the game of his life. He goes 8 of 9 from the field for 19 points. That's what you don't expect to happen. But right now it seems like for Liberty on the road, those are the things that are happening right now. And it's not getting any easier because you're going New Mexico State, UTEP on the road here this weekend, Thursday, Saturday. So,
Let's go.
This felt like the most winnable of the road games.
Right.
And here's the frustration. Now, I think this is where a lot of Liberty fans are right now, and I get it, is Jax State a year ago was one of the worst teams in all of the ASUN. And they make the same move to CUSA that we do and completely rebuild their roster.
Yeah.
And you felt like we were in a much better situation going into the year, looking at our roster, all the turnover, and you get swept by them. That's where that stings a little bit.
Yep.
You don't expect to be in that position.
New Mexico State on the season is 9-1 at home, 0-9 on the road.
That's it. That's this conference right now.
Yeah. So it's just they're 9-12 overall. They're on a 2-game lose streak. So
UTEP, same thing, 0-7 on the road this year, 10-2 at home.
It's
so
just
that's what
crazy.
you're going up against.
I can't remember another season in college basketball where the home away margin was that significant.
Yeah,
and it's really throughout most conferences.
Yeah,
I would
but this
say.
is extreme. I haven't looked obviously, but I can't imagine there's another conference in the nation that it's that drastic.
That drastic. Yeah, I would
can't
agree with that. Yeah. So what would make this road trip is obviously you want to win the next 2, but are you okay with coming away?
You gotta get 1.
You gotta get 1.
You gotta get 1.
You gotta get 2. You're 2-4 in the conference. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ain't time to mess around. We're going 2. We're going undefeated on the road. Come back home.
All right, we have some other things to touch on, but first let's get to this conversation with
Emma.
women's basketball shooting star Emma Hess. All right, another first-time guest. A lot of first-time guests recently, you know, on the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Women's basketball, Emma Hess. My first question, Joe, do you think you could beat Emma Hess in a shooting contest?
In a shooting contest?
No way.
Emma, I want you to know this, Emma. I want you to know that I have been saying for a while now, not just the best shooter on your team, you're the best shooter on the campus. Okay, men's, women's, it doesn't matter.
Really?
I would take Emma over
You're taking
anybody.
Emma Hess. Three-point contest.
Three-point
It's all
contest.
on the line. You're going your first-round draft first. 1 overall is Emma Hess.
Yep, no doubt.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'm not going to touch Emma Hess. However, I did win the 3-point contest one time at halftime.
Of course he did.
At halftime? Okay,
halftime.
It wouldn't have been a show without
It would have
Joe.
been 26 years ago.
Well, okay. Well,
It's been a long time since I defended my title.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
But Emma,
based
you can
on
defend
the
it for
type
me.
of talent they usually get for those halftime like shooting games, like you may have hit like 3 shots might have done it. Yeah.
Emma, I'm telling you, you'll be just fine because what he'll do by the end of this conversation, he'll like set up a time and a place that he's gonna have this 3-point shooting contest.
I
with
don't
you.
want to have
And
a
then
3-point shooting contest.
And then boom, like a meeting's gonna come up. He's gonna sleep in.
Emma, you are the 3-point shooting champ. I am not challenging you. That would be embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as that pass-off that we had for you.
Okay. You don't have. All right, we're going to talk about Emma
Let's talk
here.
about Emma. Yeah.
Let's go, Emma.
In
Sorry,
the
Emma.
words of SID Paul Carmody, what a difference 17 days makes. And that's because you guys fell to Jacksonville State and then come back and beat him 63-32.
32. You almost had 32 by yourself just a couple of games ago. You know? Yeah.
That's a smackdown.
It was.
That's a good old-fashioned
What was the difference?
smackdown.
We finally played some defense and made a couple shots. I think that first game we were like 1 for 18 from 3, so it was finally nice to actually make a couple shots.
Yeah. This team, like you guys, your non-conference schedule. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Texas, Louisville, Tennessee, Gonzaga, NC State, Alabama. I guess first, was Coach Green angry at you guys when he made that schedule?
I know.
But then, like, how much do you feel like that challenge, well, I'm sure was not a lot of fun in the moment. Do you see benefits from playing that kind of schedule now?
No, definitely. And I mean, some of those games we played pretty close. I
did.
mean, Louisville, we hung with that game the whole time. Texas, we weren't
first
too
half
far
against them,
behind. Yeah. So, I mean, that really did help prepare us for conference because obviously no one in conference is as good as freaking Texas.
Yeah.
How much of a difference is that when you go from like, oh, wow, you're playing against Texas and Louisville and those schools, and then you come down and you're playing within your conference? Is it like considerable difference where you're like, yeah, this has really helped prepare us?
It's a huge jump. And I think we actually had some problems with that early on where we would play like our very best basketball against some of those bigger schools, and then we would play some of like the Towsons, the NCANTs, and we just like would play down to their level. But like those big schools really did help prepare us for conference.
Just, I know you guys have only seen a small sample size of CUSA, but what is your first impressions of this conference?
They're a little better than the ASUN. We've seen some better competition already. It's a whole different style of play too. Like the ASUN was run and shoot threes, and this is a little bit more. Some of the teams are like all drive, or there's not really any teams like FGCU who just shoot the ball really well. So it's like a whole different defensive style of play too.
It's different for you guys too because like I feel like the last few years you had Maya, you had some like, okay, these are the people that have been around, the veterans. They move on. How much has your role changed this season? Because I feel like past couple of years, obviously you've always been a great 3-point shooter, and you pass it in the post. Maybe they forget about you for a minute, they kick out, you've got an open look. Like you're at the top of the scouting report this season, still having your best year, over 12.5 points per game. But how has that changed the way you have to approach an attack on the offensive end?
Well, I've really had to find ways to create my own shot more, so I can't really just shoot standing open threes because that just doesn't happen for me much anymore. So I've had to figure out how to drive, create my own shot in other ways, and I think that's really helped me like kind of break out a little bit more this year.
Do you feel like you've had to take on some of that leadership role on this team this season?
Definitely. I mean, it's me, Bella, and JB, and Jordan Hodges that are like the older girls on the team now. So, I mean, we're the only ones that have really had like any type of experience playing. So, like, a lot of that leadership falls on us.
So the Lady Flames are 3-3 in Conference USA. Play 6 in the conference. You know, we talk a lot about the men and how you get to tournament time and it's anybody's game, right? Like anyone can win this conference. Do you feel that way, or do you feel like Middle Tennessee is really that team to beat in this conference?
I definitely think they are the team to beat, but I still think it is anybody's game when it comes to the tournament. I mean, we haven't played Middle Tennessee yet, but I think we're going to match up really well with them because they have a big center that's like similar to Bella, like 6'5", you know, skinnier block shots. She's not like Maya banging in there. So I think we're going to match up really well against them. I'm excited to play them.
You talk about you being the best shooter on campus. How did you develop that? What's the story behind that? Like, did you have like a parent that's just like, we're going out in the driveway and we're going to just keep shooting? Like, how did that become such a great part of your game?
Honestly, I think it just started when I was younger. I had like one of my friends' dads coached my older brother's team, and so I went to their practice all the time, and he was the one that kind of like taught me how to shoot. So I started shooting threes like probably in like 5th, 6th grade, which is like earlier than most girls can get it up there. So I think just from there, I just kind of developed, and I was able to shoot pretty well.
Yeah, I can't shoot a basketball. No, I'm not. I'm serious. Like, I like to think that I'm pretty athletic. When it comes to basketball, I just don't understand.
It's harder than people think.
And then I do like this. I do this like little flip out with my leg.
That's it.
Like this little thing.
And my 6-year-old does that. I tried it. She does. It's a little kick out. And she pushes
and
it
it's
up.
Just,
she kind of kicks out.
It's almost kind of like a little circle flip on my leg. And
you don't see that a lot at the college level.
No.
Yeah.
I was never a baller.
I mean, it's harder than people think.
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you a funny story, Emma.
Oh, God.
So my 10-year-old plays a little rec league basketball, right? And he's a good little player. And all of a sudden he shows up to the game and he's warming up and the ball's like 2 feet short every time he shoots the ball. I'm like, what is he doing, right? And so he's like shooting the ball like this, right? I'm going like, what are you doing? So we go in the game, I'm like, and he's like airballing everything. I'm like, what is your problem? And then the second half got a little better, but after the game's over, we ended up winning the game. But after the game's over, I get in the car, I said, Reese, what in the world are you shooting the ball like this? He said, Dad, I've been playing a lot of Papa Shot lately.
Oh, no.
He says, and that's the most, and I was making a lot of them. He said, and I was doing, so I decided to take, his coach, me, right, is Papa Shot.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad is
the
that?
Papa Shot.
That's not good.
You can get into a rhythm like that. It's a little
rhythm.
different than going up. Yeah.
You're from Beaver Creek, Ohio. Is that like a basketball hotbed? Like, is that a good basketball part of the country? Like, tell me about that place.
I wouldn't say it's a basketball hotbed.
What goes on?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, you got to stay inside because I'm sure it's freezing. So basketball.
In the summer or in the winter, But I mean, there's a couple good players that have come from right around my area. I mean, I don't know if y'all know Bree Hall from South Carolina.
Okay.
She went to a high school right near me. A girl from Notre Dame went near me, so it's like
sound more hotbedish to me.
I mean, not really in Beaver Creek, but in the surrounding cities. Ohio's not a bad basketball state, so.
Who on the team is someone that's like making all the jokes, or tell me something like on the road? Do you guys have any traditions or anything like that?
Well, Jordan Hodges is the funniest person on the team.
Really?
She, like, the things that she says are just so funny. Like, in the locker room, on the court, she just makes jokes all the time. It's actually hilarious. But we don't really have, I mean, on the road traditions. When we win on the road, Coach Green gets us Krispy Kreme donuts.
That's a good one.
Unfortunately, we haven't had many road wins this year, so.
Well, that's good. You're motivated.
What's the vibe of your team? Would you say the personality of your team is it a real more serious game day type thing, or is it like, man, we're freelance, just sort of like to go out and play ball? What is your general vibe?
Definitely this year it's a lot more serious. Yeah. Last year it was like a lot of Joes. You know, we had Dee, Kennedy, Maya, a lot of big personalities. Yeah. So like when they all came together, it was always a good time. But this year it's a lot of like more quieter personalities. I mean, we still have Jordan Hodges is a pretty big personality. Caroline's a big personality, but it's definitely a lot more serious, a lot more like chill this year.
We were talking.
See, we need to have more fun. Then we need to.
I think so too.
That comes with
You know,
winning.
we'll get
and
Hodges
heating
to
up.
do like a little dance off or something before the game.
Yeah.
Who was it on the soccer team that they
I
like
can't
wild,
remember. Yeah, wild stuff.
Maybe we'll recruit her to come
Just
in
come,
and
keep
hype
it
y'all
Get us
up.
hype,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I don't know why I can't think of her name right now, but yeah, she's wild.
Now we know we're talking about Coach Green before we started taping this, and his personality and how he loves hunting and fishing. I know he's taken a lot of girls out fishing. Have you gone on any of these Coach Green fishing trips with him?
Oh, absolutely. Fishing with Coach Green is one of my favorite things to do in the summer.
What?
Yes.
What's that like?
Serious?
Well, we literally just go out to this lake, and I mean, if you don't want to be by anybody, you don't have to be. So I'll just go over to like the other side with my little pole. I'll play some, I'll play some country music on like low volume, and I'll just fish. He likes to make fun of me though.
Catch fish?
He likes to make fun of me because I won't catch anything until like the last 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden I'll catch one. But I catch one. I think I've caught one almost every time we've went.
What kind of fish are you guys catching?
I couldn't tell you what they are, probably.
Now, how's your ability, this we're gonna find out a lot right here. How's your ability to take the fish off the hook?
Oh, I can do that.
You do that?
Yeah,
No worry, like drawing the fish flops and you drop it.
No.
You're grabbing it, you're getting that hook out?
Coach Green likes to like grab it by the mouth, but I'll just like full
you
like
grab the whole
fist
body.
it. Yeah, I'll just like keep it. Yeah.
Squeeze the life out of that.
Slide the scales down and
That's outstanding.
Yeah. How now? Are there some girls that aren't that comfortable?
Oh yes, 100%.
Who's the most like don't do this? Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think it was Caroline and maybe Emily last year, but they caught a fish, but like the hook was in the side of it, and they just could not get it out, and it like
They set the hook a little late.
Yeah.
Side hooked. Yeah.
and it died a pretty terrible death before they could throw it
He does
back
not
in.
gonna like this episode.
Speaking of fish, this is a transition. I think in Iceland they eat a lot of fish, and you have
what's that?
Iceland, and you have two Icelandic players. Now one is redshirting, but what's that been like?
My fish
And you have Claudia, who's from Spain, so you have some international flavor on the team. What's it like, kind of like bringing them into your culture and trying to learn kind of what they're about and what their
That's a
background's
great
like?
question.
how
Man.
good are they at
That's a
fishing?
really good question.
Yeah.
Well, we did go fishing with them.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Claudia went, but the other two have definitely gone.
They're used to having the little ice hole,
Because they're
ice
from
fishing.
Iceland,
Yeah,
they
right.
fish. They're probably like, no, we don't even fish.
I'll have to ask them about that.
No, but what is, going off Matt's question, what is that like blending their culture into you guys? Do you guys like have like little cook-offs or anything? Or like
we did have,
know?
I don't know if y'all saw
Oh,
the cookie
one.
video.
That was
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
And they actually made some more of their cookies. We had a team dinner on Friday, and they made more and brought them. That was actually the first time I tried them, because I didn't try them the first time, but they're really good.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to just like talk to them and get to know them. Like we like to learn words in Icelandic or Spanish, and like just when holidays come up, asking them their traditions, like kind of some of those things. All of them were a little bit quieter to begin with, which is honestly understandable.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're coming to a whole new country, but they're starting to come out of their shell a little bit.
Is
So
that
it's
what
been
the
fun
language
getting to know
called?
them.
Icelandic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Just
actually one
learning
of the
cultures
hardest.
here on
You
Flame
think they
Central
speak German?
Podcast.
Like,
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, what language they speak in Iceland? Icelandic. Is that?
That Iceland is on
What
my
is-
bucket list because I want to see those green lights.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
the
know,
Northern Lights.
The Northern
Uh-huh.
Lights.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's what they're called.
And I mean the volcanoes and all that
Those-
stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
nuts.
I'm trying to go in like a little
Those
blue
green
lagoon or
lights.
something.
Those green, gotta see those green lights.
Those green lights that just flip on and off at
Yeah.
night, you know, they're pretty cool. Going back to the floor of basketball and talking about conference play, you guys hosting New Mexico State at Liberty Arena Thursday, 7 o'clock tip. Flames Nation, be sure to go out there and support the Lady Flames. Was it something in this last game against Jax State, and how do you carry the defense over? And was it like, you guys, was it something like with the defense, getting those stops was allowing your offense to get so hot, or explain that?
Yeah, defense definitely does come from offense. And I think because we were so focused on our defense and on our rebounding, that like the offense was able to flow just a lot better. Just in general.
These next two games are big for you guys because
Mexico
you get them at
State.
home, New Mexico State and UTEP. All three of you 3-3 right now. So this is kind of that like time to separate a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like in golf, it's moving day. You know, it's time to start separating. So hopefully we can get a lot of folks out there and root you guys on. 'cause
And
it's a
how
big time.
difficult it is for you, like anyone in college basketball this season, to win on the road. I feel like it's getting these wins at home are super, super
And one
important.
more question for me. What is your favorite thing to do besides shooting threes in your game? What's the next best part of your game? What do you like to do the most, or what are you the best at?
That's a great question.
Defense, is it passing? What is it?
This year I've been taking charges is really fun.
Taking charge?
This year I've actually had quite a few.
Fun.
Okay.
I mean, it hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts.
right.
But it's very satisfying.
It is, and it's a big stop on defense because you cause a foul, a turnover, you get the ball back. It's all the things in one. And I've had more this year than I have in my entire
Gritty
basketball career.
Yeah. Okay. Going off of that, off the basketball court, what's your favorite? Like, what's your favorite thing to do? What else do you do besides hoop?
And fish.
And fish with Coach Green.
She's learning Icelandic.
And learned Icelandic. Yeah.
So now Joe's
Now Joe's gonna learn some.
It's really a hard language to speak. Like,
Well, I know just the names are like,
Yeah.
There's lots of consonants. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Consonants.
I don't even think I can say
That
their
sounds
last
weird.
names.
That's sorry.
All right, what's your favorite thing to do?
Probably watch TV. I know that sounds boring, but like
What's a good show? What are you watching?
right now I'm really into Pretty Little Liars. I don't know.
I don't know.
Pretty
It's,
Little Liars. All right, give me a good, not some chicky thing. Give me a good Netflix series that I should watch.
Ooh.
What have you watched lately? So it's gotta be.
One that I just watched called Fool Me Once. That's a really good one.
Oh, that's so good. That's
Fool
one
Me
I was
Once.
telling you about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
You were
this-
telling me.
is
Fool
this
Me
a-
Once.
just a
It's
girly thing?
Harlan Corbin or
Yeah,
whatever.
and I started another one of his, Stay Close. I'm like in the third episode of that
Close.
one. Yeah.
Yes.
These are like, oh, did
Yes.
that person
Yes.
kill him? Did that person
Yes,
kill him? Did
that's
that
more of my
person
type
kill
of
him?
show.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Shows,
Yeah.
Okay.
My husband got really worried when all I watch are murder documentaries.
Yeah. He should be.
Maybe a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's what they like to say is legitimate concern.
No,
Yeah.
stop. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. We really appreciated having you. And
Keep it rolling, Emma.
Hold
Yeah, that's fun.
on.
yeah,
Hold on. We're getting this
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten away from it lately.
haven't done
it.
And
I
we
know,
got to
we
bring
really
it
have.
back. Flame Central Podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage.
Say that right into this. Look into the heart of America.
Say it like
And if you
really
forget,
mean
the
it.
back is.
Okay.
Yeah. Flame Central Podcast.
And you can bring some flair. You know, this is
bring
going to
some flair.
transition
Okay.
into the
Good.
pregame dance party that we're
Yeah,
having
good.
before New Mexico
Okay,
State.
okay,
Go,
okay.
Jenna.
You know?
Go.
Bring it.
All right. This was the Flame Central. Hold on, can I go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
babe,
two. Take
babe,
two.
babe, oh my God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This was the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage.
Bam! Love it.
Look at that.
Like a
That
pro.
was awesome.
You were awesome, Emma.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Emma, thanks for coming on. Shout out to Paul Carmody for making this happen. One of the
That's
best SIDs in the nation.
That's what I'm talking
Thanks
about,
so
Paul.
much.
Thanks for
Emma.
having me, guys.
Thanks, Emma.
We might have to start a fishing trip or a fishing,
Yeah.
club
Listen,
here.
Coach Green would take us out in a heartbeat.
I
in a
would love
heartbeat.
to. I just have one confession. It's not
not
that I'm
grabbing that
like
fish.
It's not that
I
I'm
would
not.
make her grab the fish.
I grab the
make-
fish, Joe. But if I could have like a glove,
No.
here's my problem. When they wiggle, that's my problem.
No,
If
you
they
don't need
just
a
stayed
problem.
still and I could
No.
just grab it and just get the hook out, I'm fine. It's those that are like the Joe Yachina fish that, you know?
Well, it doesn't
That's
sound
my
like you're
problem.
going noodling anytime soon. You ever watch those old boys
are unbelievable.
down the creeks where you're sticking your bare hand down the
Oh
holes
my
and
gosh,
pulling stuff out?
no.
You ever,
Catfish.
Yeah. I don't think I could do that.
No.
I couldn't do that.
No.
I mean, I would love to do that because it would be
the adrenaline.
the adrenaline because the amount of guts it takes. Okay, you ever seen it?
No,
Yes.
I'm not
okay,
doing
listen,
that.
Emily,
I'm
listen.
not-
Emily,
I will
listen,
do a
Emily,
lot of
you're
stuff
in a
that ain't
you're
it.
in a riverbank
Yeah.
and your guide has got maybe 3 teeth,
Yeah.
right? And that guy then takes and you put your hand in the mud, like right by the mud of the riverbank, and you just stick your whole fist in there, and then you put it in
Something
its mouth. It
grabs
grabs a
on.
hold of you around
Yeah.
it, and
You pull
then
it
then you fight it. Then
Yeah.
you fight it like that, and the water starts
Oh,
flooding,
yeah, that
and then you
sounds
pull
like
it
a
back
great
out.
time.
And
you know,
you
maybe
hope-
you can
That
bring
would be a
Dina.
rush.
And
Maybe
you-
you can bring Dina on a Valentine's Day trip.
Yeah.
together. That sounds
Right.
incredible.
And you hope
You're
that
not-
it's
not
that it's a
Yeah.
fish in that
Yeah.
hole and
Yeah.
not something else.
No
That's the part.
chance. No
yeah.
chance. I just
Yeah.
saw a video
Boy, what
online.
you
Some
got
guy
there
is
is a
like,
gator.
this
right.
guy
You come
is like
out with a
camping.
stub.
Right now,
Yeah.
that boy's got a gator on his
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah, I was like watching this video online. This guy's camping, opens up his tent. He's surrounded by like 200 gators.
Get
I'm
outta
like,
here.
why in the world would you camp next to a
What
like some
happened to
sort?
him?
Well, I don't know. That was it.
Yeah, that was the last.
camera
Camera goes. Yeah.
No, but I remember I would maybe do something like that younger. We remember the show Fear Factor.
Yes.
Okay, so my
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, my youth group growing up, I was like a contestant. And we did like a Fear Factor,
Yeah.
and I ate like a bunch of crickets, goldfish,
No, you
cow's
didn't.
heart. Swear, I came in second because the last thing was holding out something, and obviously like your arm like shakes, and the guy beat me. But to get to that final round, I had to eat cow's heart, crickets, and 3
stop it.
goldfish. I swear.
Emily,
Ask.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You know,
But so I would
you
maybe do
never
that when I
cease
was
to
younger,
amaze
but not now. Like I'm not sticking my hand and having some animal bite up half my arm. That sounds like the stupidest thing.
I think it's a
Anyways, this is the Flame Centered podcast.
How did we get from Emma Hess to that?
I don't know.
Because fishing.
Oh, fishing, right. Kerry Green would definitely take us.
Yeah.
We should
okay.
set that up.
We should set that up. That would be fun. And then while we're at it, while we're out in the outdoors, I know Scott Jackson likes
to hunt. Kerry Green hunts too.
hunt
We've
as
done some
well.
stories with him.
Scott Jackson's a hunter?
He is a hunter.
How about that?
Yeah, he's a hunter. They're getting ready to get things cranking here soon.
Yes. Baseball, we're going to be doing some videos with them this week.
February 16th, their first game.
Cold.
Home game.
Home.
You're home.
That's going to be cool.
Coming
They
quick.
know better to ask me to do sideline for that kind of game. Like,
It was
no,
I'm going to
no
be busy.
thanks.
Yeah.
But they do have those. It's kind of mean because they have a bunch of heaters in their dugout.
dugout.
But the home,
That's
all
home field advantage.
Yeah, that's some home field advantage.
They don't put him
They
in the
don't
visitor
put him
dugout.
in the visitor.
Yeah,
messed up.
that's home field advantage.
But speaking of the Diamond, LU softball projected to finish first in the CUSA in its first year. So maybe we'll get some Dot Richardson on the podcast in the next couple weeks.
And preseason player of the year, Rachel Root. Preseason pitcher of the year, Paige Bachman. So a lot of respect being shown to that softball program. 6th year in a row.
Yeah.
They have been projected
To
preseason
finish.
favorite in their conference.
How many of those 6 years did they win the conference? Scott?
I think
Last
Central
year,
Arkansas won.
It was probably like 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 or
So,
4. Yeah.
but it's just crazy. We always say this every year. I can't believe like we're already talking baseball, softball.
What's the
when it's
hype
so
on the
freezing
baseball
out.
team like right now?
I think that there's a lot of new players, so there's a lot of unknown. You got
Yeah.
Garrett Horn.
Horn's back, stud. You've got Ken Kepley's stud. So, but you got some new
Hillier.
pieces. New shortstop this year. Some pitching additions.
So a little bit of unknown.
Yeah,
Wait,
a little
who's
bit of
going to be
unknowns.
behind the plate? Is it
Probably 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I did forget. I did have a mailbag question.
Oh.
Flame Central at liberty.edu.
Thank you.
You can be a part of the show. Again, Flame Central at
Yes,
liberty.edu.
anything. And we always, I mean, it's mostly Liberty-related questions, but maybe you want relationship advice.
We can do it.
Like Joe can handle that. You think Joe
I
can
can
handle
handle
that?
it, yeah.
You can handle that.
You know what? I can.
Yeah.
You know,
We
you know
basically-
why? Because I'll tell you why I can't relationship.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
And
26 years I've been married, raised my
Yeah.
so I'm a little further down the road.
If you only knew
I'm
if you only
calling-
knew how much we had to walk and hold Emily's hand
We
through this
walked
whole
her-
marriage
we
thing,
walked her right
if you
through it.
only knew, but we can do it for you too.
I'm going to connect.
We can do it
You know
for
what?
you, too.
Yeah.
I'm
Free
going
of
to set
charge.
up a lunch date with both of your wives, and I'm going to make them ask you for
This is
Valentine's
good.
Day gift to do a stupid, cheesy photo shoot. And if you have done a stupid, cheesy
could
photo
not.
shoot with
You
your
could not
wife or your
convince
husband,
Santa to do that.
send it in.
No way.
Flame Central at liberty.edu. I can just see Matt going through the
cannot-
field.
Matt, you know what? You have a lovely wife.
I do.
And I think it's time for
It
you
would be
guys
so
to do
cute.
a photo shoot.
It would be so cute.
She wouldn't even want to do
You
that.
gotta, you
There's
gotta
no
go
way
out.
There's
you
no
can
way
convince
she
Stevie
would do
Jauch
that.
into doing a photo
No.
shoot. But Jason Cudd and you, on the other hand, yes.
Okay,
Very
let's get to the
convincing.
mailbag question.
Okay, mailbag question comes to us from our buddy Ben. He wants to know.
Benny.
He wants to know. You know, there's the new.
But Benny in the Jets.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Ben wants to know. You know, they're coming out with that new EA college football game, right? It's been gone for all these years now with, you know, NIL and stuff back. They're
paid
going to
sell
bring
that.
it back. Yeah, they're going to bring it back. Everybody's so excited about that. He wants to know, what Liberty-specific things would you make sure were in the game? Like, is there
half
something?
shirt on Xavier Gadlin.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, you got to have like, don't stop believing playing right before the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like things
You
that are
gotta have-
Liberty specific.
Yeah, you got to have
You got to have the 20 by 20 play sheet that Chadwell
Chalice
has
hanging off his
dangling
belt.
from his
Yeah,
belt.
yeah, he's got the Olive Garden menu hanging
Gotta
off his
have-
It's
belt.
a great question.
You got to have the fire shooting up
Yeah.
on the sides.
Oh yeah, the
fire
fireworks
shooting up.
over the.
Yeah, you got to have the jokers.
Gotta have the Joker. Great call.
Gotta
Before
have
they
the
go to the
Joker.
crowd,
Yeah.
right on the front
Yeah.
row, the Joker.
You got to have Emily Austin on the sideline.
Gotta have Emily Austin on the sideline. Yeah.
And forget Herbstreit and Fowler on the call. For
Right.
that. We'll do a specific Liberty one.
We'd be happy to.
I'll be happy to do
Well,
it.
yeah.
Do you guys have time?
We'll volunteer
Yeah,
our
we got
time.
time.
Sure.
We'll
We
volunteer.
can make it work.
I think you just stand in front of a green screen and you're like,
Yeah.
We just call it.
Yeah, we would be happy to do that.
we can do that.
Yeah, so see, there's some good ideas. Yeah. Is there
Oh my
anything
God.
else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I think that's pretty good.
Running out, and maybe just like when you score, don't the cheerleaders do that Liberty flags across the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's looking for something unique that's different than everybody else would do. So
Yeah,
that,
so
the
that's pretty
Jokers
good.
have the Jokers on there.
The Jokers would be awesome.
I think that'd be
You
good.
know what? I just, and I can't get, I gotta talk to Mickey Gritty about this.
Okay.
And I think I have, but it's just not going very high up the food chain here at Liberty. Right?
Okay. Oh, well, so now's the time.
Yeah, so now's the time. I don't understand why you don't, like, we gotta have the Eagle fly in.
You have said that for
I've
a
said
while.
that like it's the perfect. Like
Aren't they
the
trained
crowd,
to like come right back?
Yes, the crowd.
Yeah.
Look, they do it at Auburn.
Right.
I have a
They
great
do
idea.
it like you're the Liberty Flames. The
I
Eagle's
have
your
a
mascot.
great idea.
If
I
that
will
Eagle,
dress Stanley up
No.
in an
No,
Eagle
no,
outfit.
stop.
No,
we're
here's-
talking about a real.
I like that idea, and I'm on board with that. Here's plan B. Plan B would be,
This better be
you know how they
serious.
have the cable camera, like for ESPN game stuff, the camera on the cable? You do that, but you rig Sparky to it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
so
good.
you zip him. So you
He
don't have a
can zip
real
line.
eagle, and you're zipping him from like side to side across.
That would be
Zip
good.
That could be cool.
But a real eagle.
No, I'm
that,
with
that-
you.
I mean, the folks, if that thing flies and it circles down,
Yeah.
the place would go crazy.
Could you
What
do?
happens if it didn't?
It
What
does.
happens if
It does.
does.
It does.
It does.
These
I
are-
know, but I'm just
these
saying-
are trained
These are
birds.
highly
Yeah.
trained. Could you do rig some sort of smoking thing off of it so it's like a flaming eagle?
On
Okay,
a real,
we can't-
on a
then
real
yeah,
eagle.
on a real
I'll
eagle.
put a smoke machine on an eagle.
Yeah, like a smoke
I got no
machine.
problem with that.
You light like a Roman candles
I
or
got
something.
right on its
like,
head
yeah.
with a GoPro on top of it.
Yes.
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 Oh, so now the Eagle's going to catch on
See,
fire
why are
and
we
never
not
come
in
back.
these meetings?
Thank you.
Okay, we are, I think, all set with this podcast.
I think that's pretty much. We've covered a lot of ground today.
You know, we covered more ground we thought we were going to cover.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, get it? Eagle, ground, flying over the ground. All right, anything else?
Yeah, there is something else.
What?
There is something else. If you
I'm looking to
rates
buy
are
a home.
coming down.
Oh yes.
Rates are coming down.
Yeah.
Right. There's good child rates coming down. So if you're looking to buy a house, Liberty, if you are a Liberty alumni, Liberty employee, $5,000. $5,000 off your closing
Yes.
costs.
You need
Right?
to know
real money.
the
It's real money.
website.
I got it.
No, he's got it.
I got it. And so this is real money. So we're getting to that time you start thinking about these things. Maybe you're thinking about putting your house on the market. We're licensed in multiple states throughout the country. So this isn't just Virginia, right? We're multiple licensed all over the place. So please visit. If you're, we got a lead last time. We got one coming in hot, and they've been rolling in. So we got Alcova.com, Alcova. Backslash.
.com. You had it right. Oh boy.
My
Every
gosh.
time. It's easier
It's
now.
like me on the sidelines.
Yeah. Is it?
Thanks for deflecting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
See,
See,
I'm
thanks.
just
That's me
a
a
good
team player.
friend.
Yeah.
That's me a team player.
Yeah.
Alcova.com/Liberty.
I mean, it is
Go
difficult
there
to remember.
and you'll get taken care of.
One last thing, and I know it's almost become routine, so we didn't bring it up earlier than this, and it's almost now just like something like the sun coming up every day. But the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, so just want to get that out there as well. So that's it. That's
You
all I
know
got.
what? And I'll give you credit.
I do feel bad for the Lions.
I
that
feel
whole
bad for the
fan
Lions.
base.
Oh,
I'm
they
just
choked
like,
that thing away.
They totally did. But with the Chiefs, I'm happy for Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
I'm
is
happy
it?
for Travis.
Yeah. Who is this?
I
Just
don't know.
Just two young
He-
kids in
Two
love.
young kids falling in love.
Right. It's
And
beautiful.
I got a problem. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
Everything.
There's
It's
nothing
all
wrong with that.
rigged. Everything
It's
is
not
rigged.
rigged.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
It's two
I'm
young
gonna tell
kids
you.
just falling in
Just,
love.
you know what?
Hashtag
Let them
bottom
live their
line.
best
He'd
life.
I'm gonna
probably
tell
run
you.
on the beach carrying her
do it.
sandals.
Yeah.
He'd do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Take
everybody's
a
hating
listen to
on
this.
Taylor.
This is my conspiracy theory.
Oh, boy.
They have it all rigged for the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl, so Taylor Swift can go. By the way, she has profited the NFL. I just read something this morning.
Great.
$330 million. That's ridiculous. The one thing I do like about it is if chicks don't like sports and football and stuff like that, it is nice because now they can let their husbands,
You know what?
boyfriends,
hear
because they want to
something?
watch because
Yeah,
of Taylor.
say it.
But Jason Kelsey is going to propose to her.
Oh,
Travis.
Travis
Jason,
Kelsey.
that would be
Sorry,
an upset.
that would be bad.
That would be an upset.
Travis Kelsey
That's
is going to
That's what they
propose.
refer to as home wrecking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
His big old
Yeah,
belly.
yeah.
Don't know.
What do you got?
No, Travis Kelsey is going to propose to Taylor Swift at the Super
No,
Bowl.
he's not.
That's all going to happen.
No, he's not.
No, they're not like
That's
that.
a conspiracy theory.
Gracie, my daughter,
Yes,
loves
big
Taylor.
Swiftie.
Huge Swiftie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
huge
can't-
Swiftie. I paid way too much money to go to that concert.
Yeah.
Right, for her and my wife. So I texted Gracie, and I think she's getting a little, she's losing her.
Yeah, she's grown up.
She's growing up. So I text her.
Yeah.
Gracie, she's on the field. Call me. That's what I said. She said, watching football. What's up? She's on the field with him. Kissed him. And she sends back, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Unreal. And then this is when I knew. She said, so dumb.
Thank you. I knew I liked
You know
Gracie.
what?
Where is she now? Find out. She said, I don't care.
Wow.
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 She's still in the crowd, on the field. Just saw her. Gracie, she just kissed him again.
Here, you know what I
I'm
say?
just so
and here's
over
what I
it.
say
I'm so
to all
over
the
it.
people like Emily
Hey.
that are like, oh, it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. You know
It's
what?
not rigged.
Lamar Jackson could have dated the most famous woman in the world. He didn't want to win bad enough. He didn't want to win bad. I'm supposed to apologize for that?
Yeah.
You want to win?
It's called what
You do whatever it takes.
Can I
refer to
just
as a
say
good
something?
play.
Right.
Can I just say something that's like a little?
Oh, Josh Allen, you want to go to a Super Bowl? Maybe win a couple playoff games?
This is like
Yeah.
my
What are you gonna do?
problem with
It's
it,
called
and this is gonna
Right.
sound like a little emotional.
Oh,
I
that's
guess my
surprising.
difference is I didn't grow up, and I never have like
In general?
praised.
Oh.
I've never like praised and been so obsessed with like an earthly person. Like they're the
Now
same
you're gonna
exact.
spiritualize.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Now
serious.
we're gonna go down
I've
Romans Road
like
here.
how people are so obsessed with
Now
somebody
we're gonna
else.
make a trip down Romans Road.
I
For
can't
all
stand
of
either
sin
of
and
you.
fall short of the glory
I'm
of God.
sorry. Like
Yeah.
I am
The
just
wages
saying.
of
Like
comes the
sin is
sermon.
death.
wow, she can write songs and she's really talented. Well, guess what? God gave me some other blessings that I'm better than her at. And we're both human
Why is
beings
it-
that
See, this is what it comes down to.
That's what it
That's
comes
it.
down. Now we're getting
She
to the heart
doesn't
of the
like the
matter.
spotlight being on somebody else. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely not. I just think that it's
That's what it
silly
comes
that
down to.
people praise
Do you know
somebody that's
what-
like,
Do you know what else is funny
a
too?
celebrity.
Is that if you're a Kansas City fan,
we are ending this show right
is
now.
that they people were putting out those things about Taylor and Travis, and it's all cute, and them blah doing other hard things and everything else, and then they went to the like Death Star thing with Lamar Jackson before the game, coming out of the tunnel, and like how he's gonna end all this nonsense, right? And then he gets beat.
I love.
Taylor
I
and
really
Travis
feel
are
bad that
still
he-
alive.
Last thing for me, I just love that Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs all got to be there in person to see what a nasty defense looks like. That's what I
Oh
love.
my gosh.
he's
Thanks
got-
so much
hey,
for
he's
listening and
got a
watching
point.
the Flame Central podcast.
It's
He's
powered.
Joe. He's Matt. I'm Emily.
And it's
we don't care
powered.
about the Chiefs. We'll see you next time.